Did you know there is aspirin in our food? Now, it's not actual aspirin, right? But it is a similar chemical. So just to put this in a good context, so I just Googled, aspirin consumed annually, produced annually. And so I looked around also and I tried to find more up to date, but this is 2011. In the US, in 2011, up to 20 billion aspirin tablets were taken regularly, annually, for heart disease. It's also taken for headaches and other aches and pains and fever and all the rest. So billions of tablets of aspirin are regularly taken. So what's the difference between the aspirin that we take as the drug and the so-called aspirin in food? Well, here it is. Aspirin is actually a chemical called acetylsalicylic acid. When you take it, the liver converts it into salicylic acid and salicylic acid, and that's what circulates. And it is these two things that are anti-inflammatory. The one I'm most familiar with is this one here. So what we have in food, and this is vegetation, anything that is vegetation in nature, which means anything that's not animal. So you're talking nuts and seeds and all the rest of the stuff. As far as I know, it's largely green vegetables, though, and fruits. So salicin is what you find there. That's what's in our vegetation. And so when we eat it, the liver converts salicin into the same compounds. It's just less from food compared to aspirin. Now, the reason why I'm even bringing this up about food versus aspirin is because there is a population of people who cannot tolerate taking aspirin at all. What happens when they take aspirin? They get these symptoms right here. Here you go. They get these symptoms right here. So when you get these symptoms from taking aspirin, these same symptoms can manifest if people are eating vegetation and they have a salicylate intolerance. How many people fall into that category? Very, very few. But if it's you, you need to be careful with this, obviously. So the average American eats very, very few vegetables. Shockingly, the average American eats less than 2 fruit servings and 2 vegetable servings a day, and these are low-calorie deals. If you ate all 2 servings of fruit and 3 servings of vegetables, you'd probably be getting close to maybe 300 calories, 400 calories. It's like nothing. Probably less, actually. I'm being very, very generous there. So Americans eat very little vegetation, and that is a problem. So they not only don't get the anti-inflammatory salicylate in the diet, they also don't get all the other anti-inflammatory benefits. So just let's look at the history, at least what I have found in terms of looking at salicylates as a normal component of diet. So it was published back in 1998. It's the first one that I found. This is 2001. Link between aspirin, diet, and prevention of colorectal cancer. This one was published in 2003. You can see what they compared here were people taking aspirin and vegetarians and non-vegetarians. And so what they found is that the median amounts of salicylic acid excreted by vegetarians and patients taking aspirin were not significantly different. That's pretty impressive. That means that vegetarians are pounding their vegetables and fruits. There is more salicylic acid by aspirin takers. But the point, though, is that all these billions of tablets of aspirin being taken, frankly unnecessary if the average American ate healthy. But the average American eats virtually no vegetables. It's horrific. So this is from what year? 2003 again. Dietary salicylates. Another benefit of fruit and vegetable consumption, and the answer is yes. This is the last paper that I found on this topic. Natural salicylates, you can see, foods, functions, and disease prevention. So in my book, The DeFlame Diet, I did not talk about salicylates. I forget why. If I did, I should have put them into the carotenoid and polyphenol chapters. That's where I should have put that information, but I did not. So now you're finding out about it. So otherwise, vegetation provides multiple other anti-inflammatory beneficial components, the most notable being polyphenols, which are the natural anti-inflammatory pigments, and carotenoids. And so they are needed to protect our joints, to protect our vital organs, and to protect immune function. If you want to score any of these books, you can go right over to Amazon and get them individual copies there. You can go to DeFlame.com where you can see volume discounts are available for all 5 books. And if you go there, if you click right through, you can then just click on any one of these books, whichever one you want to get, and you can get taken right to Amazon for a single copy also. As well, of course, you see all the way to follow the DeFlame info world by Twitter and YouTube and Facebook.